Hello, good afternoon from the PHLY Phillies podcast here at the PHLY studios. It is our Friendsgiving, and a salute to all of you, our friends here in the chat that join us, listen along, and follow along with Phillies sicko behavior. We appreciate each and every one of you. So an extended Friendsgiving from us here at PHLY offices to all of you. Thanks for joining us. We have quite a spread out there, Renee, including some red wine. And I thought, it's a Friendsgiving, and somebody went out of their way to bring the wine in. Yeah. And it was there, and it was presented to me. So I said, well, it'd be rude of me not to have a little red with my lunch today.
I agree. I mean, everything that was bought today for Friendsgiving was exactly everything to be tried, ate, drank. So be merry and enjoy. Yeah. It is wild. Thanksgiving is 1 week away.
I know.
And things are cooking up. But
you were cooking all morning over a glazed ham out there. That's getting some rave reviews.
First of all, I didn't realize a lot of people don't have more than one meat at their end.
No, we are just a turkey family.
Don't cook more than one thing. Don't cook more than one meat for their Thanksgiving.
Let's leave the meat out of this.
But I have always had multiple. It's ham, turkey, chicken, sometimes great. Even adding in some brisket or something barbecued, mixing it up.
I do want to smoke one year. I want to smoke a turkey, obviously. Oh, Mom, I'm going for a walk around the neighborhood. The dog's got to go out. Everybody comes back in Mom,
Jamie wants to smoke, guys.
I want to smoke a turkey because I have a smoker. I haven't gotten into it yet because it's such a process. But I would love to smoke a ham and a turkey one year, or a chicken, a beer can chicken, whatever it may be. I want to smoke some meats. Some meats, guys. Some meats. 1 year for sure.
I love that. And welcome everybody into the chat. I know we're saying so many things already, so many pause moments that we've got already. It's
a lot of meat talk.
We're talking about food. We're talking about, all types of, there's no other terminology really besides what we're saying. So
Smoking
Dave,
meat.
Matt, Eugene, John, happy Friendsgiving.
Yes, here.
I hope you guys are having more than one meat at your Thanksgiving. Add in something else. Add in some great sides. And I'm still going to stick by my thought that certain things are not Thanksgiving food. Green bean casserole, I'm looking at you. Salad. I didn't even realize, Jamie, I'm going to just say this before we move on.
Salad doesn't take up any stomach real estate.
We have a lot to get into today.
Just greases the tracks. It helps you the next day.
I feel like it's going to be a long show. But
listen to your elders. I'm trying to teach you.
I have never had an actual Caesar. I love a good Caesar salad or antipasta salad or something like that.
It's like a fruit or what do they call those little?
No, nobody has. I mean, there will be fruit at Thanksgiving. Pomegranate?
Yeah, pomegranate. It'll be like a pomegranate.
That's a waste of space.
No, it doesn't take up anything.
I don't mind a good fruit salad, but if you're talking about salads with greens with lettuce too, it's mixed in there.
We do soup and salad course, the main show.
So
and you space it out. The soup and salad we do an hour before the main meal, and then you go back to watching football for an hour, rub your belly, have a couple more drinks, then come back in for the main attraction.
So we have totally different experiences at Thanksgiving. Definitely watching the games is the same. Games are on all day. All we're watching is game to game to game. Yeah. We do have, everybody says grace together. We have our first plate. There's never, you might have fruit. There's no soup and there's no salad. This is not Panera bread. We're not souping and salad because there's so many other things. That's a waste.
Soup is delightful.
Again, greens, candy yams, cranberry sauce.
Overrated. Cranberry right out of the can. It's oh God, it hits good.
It does. Okay, I was getting nervous with your reaction. I wasn't sure.
No, cranberry out of the can is delightful.
Cheese,
I don't need the fancy
corn,
cranberry. No.
All the sides. So and then you go back for the second plate and you get the things that you missed. So we don't do courses. You do make sure you've had a chance to get everything on your plate. You go plate one, whatever doesn't fit plate one.
Course.
Yeah, on another day.
No, it's great. Yeah.
Soup on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it's usually a Thanksgiving-ish themed soup.
Oh man,
some kind of
totally
gourds.
different experience.
So anyway, out on the table out there, we have Renee's glazed ham. Tyler provided some wine, which I'll be partaking in today.
I can't wait to get some wine.
Coach made some seafood bisque, which I still haven't gotten into yet. He made some delightful, like, little seafood rice poppers.
And we are going to be posting on social of a guess that dish of who you think made the dish. So we're giving you some answers right now.
Oh, I didn't know we were doing that. So I will shut up.
It's fine because it's an exclusive for people that watch the show. You get some answers, and there's no prize, but we all know we like to win. So we will be having an opportunity.
Eugene Krabs, down boy. We just started. We're 6 minutes into the show.
Good Lord, we're talking about Thanksgiving and family and being grateful, and you've got Tyler and JB over here.
Yeah, Mickey knows butternut squash soup. My Aunt Weezy makes the butternut squash.
I love soup, just not on Thanksgiving.
Soup doesn't take up any space.
You have to prioritize what you're.
Soup and salad won't hurt you.
Cornbread, biscuits. You've got your breads. You've got your meats. You've got your sides. You've got your dessert.
Yeah.
Banana.
Oh
pudding.
yeah, my mom makes a banana walnut bread.
My aunt makes the best banana pudding with the chunks of the wafers. Will change your life.
Vanilla wafers
will change your life, and a little bit of chunk of banana, it will change your life forever.
See,
so that's why there's no room for certain things, because you gotta go with the heavy hitters.
I like the taste of banana. I like it in theory, but anytime texture gets involved with banana, I become out.
It's not. It's like a pudding texture, but it's with a banana flavor.
Pudding and yogurt kind of weird me out.
And then the wafers make it kind of
the wafers you got.
It's just amazing.
Yeah, vanilla wafers are the most slept on cookies I think ever.
Oh, I'm gonna bring some in one day.
Vanilla wafers are what are vanilla cookies? Just vanilla, whatever they are. Wafers, cookies, whatever you want to call them. They're delightful. I think it's a cookie. Is it a wafer?
Well, it's called a vanilla wafer.
Yeah, it's a wafer.
I would imagine it's a wafer, but is a wafer a cookie?
It's a cookie. It's a cookie. Right.
It's all just delicious.
It's
a
cookie.
Thank you, MBDBDBF. Yeah, listen, my Thanksgivings for my family, we put it down. I help cook. I'm on the turkey and the ham. That's what I do, and help cook. But it is absolutely all about having a wide selection. It's healthy-ish. You know, I won't say we're the most healthy, apparently, because we're not eating soups and salads. But I will share some pictures and stuff on social media. Don't you worry.
Chris, our social, before we get to the baseball talk that I assume people are here for.
Oh, yeah, I could talk Thanksgiving podcast.
I could talk Thanksgiving all day. Chris, our social media coordinator, went around and asked everybody most overrated and underrated, and that'll be out later. You can catch the whole staff.
That's a tough one, though. It was pretty challenging.
What did you say for your most
I can't say. People have to watch. But I will say,
what was your most overrated?
I already gave my answer because I talked about it yesterday. Do you remember?
The green bean casserole?
Oh, I should have said that answer. But you know what? I went based off what's at my Thanksgiving, and that's never even at my Thanksgiving, so it's not an option.
I don't think it's typically at ours. I just like it.
I just don't think it's, again, I don't think it's.
What's the overrated? I forget. I can't remember 6 hours ago, let alone yesterday.
Mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese is not a Thanksgiving food. I thought we covered that.
We covered that green bean casserole is not a Thanksgiving food.
More so.
But mac and cheese is absolutely a Thanksgiving food.
I mean, the Pilgrims more likely had green beans on the table.
We're not going based off what the Pilgrims had. They didn't have TVs either, but we're watching games, aren't we?
Yeah, they didn't have air fryers either, but Brussels sprouts are better in the air fryer. All right.
We don't even have Brussels sprouts at Thanksgiving, although they're very delicious too. But certain vegetables, asparagus, Brussels sprouts, save those for another day.
All right, so
yeah, let's get back into baseball. I guess
we're here to talk baseball,
you know,
right?
Do you guys want to talk baseball, or should we still talk about Thanksgiving?
All right, so
vote is for baseball.
As I pull up our show note sheet, because I'll talk turkey all day, I just saw a tweet from Alex Coffey from the Philadelphia Inquirer, who does a great job for the Inquirer. This is a Yamamoto story, and he is. I wish I had turkey themed flip flops, John Dickerson. He is, kind of shaping up to be here in the rumor mill, perhaps their first or second priority. Depends what you believe between Nola and Snell. But Yamamoto might be the number one prospect. Alex Coffey's tweet, which alludes to her article, is, quote, "They've done significant work on Yamamoto. Most teams have sent scouts to see him, but I would say the Phillies should be considered one of the top 5 or 6 suitors for him." I was really hoping Alex would say top 2 or 3 suitors for him. 5 or 6 widens that pool a substantial amount. And this comes on the heels of John Heyman yesterday with Bleacher Report saying that Yamamoto has a preference for the West Coast. Boo.
Okay.
And look, at the end of the day, money talks. If you pay him $30 million more than somebody on the West Coast, you'll probably get him. But that is something to combat in this, if that's the reality. And John Heyman has a pretty good relationships with agents. So he's taking what he's being fed and dishing it out. And that kind of sucks.
It does. It does. So here's really my thought on all the rumors, and what makes it most entertaining is every day we're hearing conflicting, changing things. So one day it's that you want to be in the warm weather. One day it's you want to be somewhere where there's 4 seasons. The next day you want to be somewhere with a team that starts with a consonant. The next day you don't want any consonants or a lot of consonants. The next day you want to be by the beach. Then you want to be in the city. Then you want to be in a top market. Then you want to be in a small market. It's all over the place, and it's fun to watch. So I will say with Yamamoto, not only did I hear the rumors that he has a preference of being on the West Coast, then I turned around and heard other rumors, because why not have some conflicting, contradicting types of things? And let me just find it exactly the wording. Yamamoto also has interests, according to, let me scroll, notes, words, here we are. Okay.
Notes, words, Notion, so, John Heyman, John Morosi, Ken Rosenthal, Jason Stark. Hot Stove.
One potential factor obviously has been geography. He has been having an interest in the West Coast. But then there's also some rumors that are coming out that he has interest in playing in certain markets based off of their history. So for instance,
our history sucks. Come here.
Andy Martino of SNY, and the SNY gives me the clue that it's pretty biased that he's saying this, said Yamamoto is said to be, quote, intrigued by the prestige and iconography, depending on how you want to say it.
Say that 5 times fast.
Iconography of the Yankees. And then also there were reports that he's interested in playing with the Red Sox because he's got a teammate there, and also the history there. We also heard reports that the Red Sox may not be interested in him. It's just so speculatory, and it's all over the place. So while we're hearing on one side he wants to be on the West Coast, we're hearing on the other side he's also got interest in teams like Toronto, which last I checked my map, Toronto is not on the West Coast.
But I believe it is the most international major city on our continent.
Right.
So that could be appealing.
That's the thing. There's
good Japanese scene there in Toronto. You're playing indoors. Not like you have to, pitch in the winter. Toronto's supposed to be awesome. If they have the money to pony up, they have a couple nice pieces there. So, I mean, it could make sense. I'm beginning to turn pessimistic about the Phillies' chances of getting them. Unless they pony up. Because all that stuff, like you just said, is great, and players can say whatever they want. It all comes down to money.
It does. Money absolutely talks.
I mean, especially if we're talking an additional 25 or 30 million. We'll see what happens. Maybe we could lean on our governor, Josh Shapiro, to exempt him from the state income tax. Maybe we could try and weasel some things there to make the Pennsylvania offer a little more enticing. The Yankees aren't what they used to be. Red Sox aren't either. The Phillies are where it's at. Yamamoto, come here, please.
Well, also, according to Morosi, 5 of the 6 teams that have been reportedly connected to Yamamoto finished in the top half of team payrolls in 2023.
Yeah.
The Yankees, of course, at second, that $278 million. So, yeah, as we're talking about the fact that Yamamoto is expected to get a whopping about 9-year, $225 million deal. We have consistently heard the heavy hitters in the conversation, the ones that can afford to dish out the cash. Because like John is saying in the chat, money talks, bullshit walks.
Yes. Do you think we could get him an Angelo's Pizza and cheesesteak sent to him wherever he is? That might really seal the deal.
So if he's
maybe
looking
throw
at
it into Nick's roast pork,
the iconic places.
Has he had a soft pretzel with some warm cheese?
I mean, I would think
these
that
are the
Philly
questions
foods
that need to be asked.
Could win you over.
Does he know what pork roll is? Is he a fan of Scrapple? If he's a fan of Scrapple, why would you go to California?
Well, do you want to be out there where you don't have like the seasons
taking
and
gulps
you
of
have
air and eating soybeans?
Like come on. California might fall off the country at some point.
All of a
do you want to
sudden,
be
roller
out
skating
there
on the beach boardwalk
versus being on the East Coast where you
break
could
your wrist,
deal with
careers in jeopardy.
You could be biking and be hit by a car, or you just never know what's going to happen.
A wild one.
Just never know what's going to happen on the East Coast. So I mean, Philly specifically, you can.
Yeah, Dave says make him the mayor. Just give him ALLCITY.
I
mean,
it.
The real estate prices down there.
Yamamoto City?
Yeah, sure.
Simoto City? Sounds like a plan to me.
Yeah, MBDBS.
You started out really strong.
I did, and then I lost it. He says, the California taxes is substantial. Yeah, I mean, between federal and state out there, you're paying
expensive.
like 53% of your money. So if he got a $250 million deal, that becomes 125 real quick, plus agent fees. 2-3% there. All of a sudden, he's basically on food stamps.
Jeff
So, come
Jeff
here.
Passan from ESPN is saying San Francisco and Toronto obviously on the list because
Canada's brutal too.
That's
you
always
want their free healthcare? You're gonna have to pay for it.
San Francisco's
most expensive city. We have good bang for your dollar here in Philadelphia.
Is San Francisco the most expensive, or is it just top?
It varies.
Because I know San Diego's up there.
I think San Fran's more expensive. I think it's actually Hoboken, New York, and San Fran.
We didn't have to add our local area. Although New York is
no, screw that.
New York and Hoboken would be out of the picture because if you're playing for the Yankees, where you're going to live. You're going to be living in a shoebox in New York, or you're going to be in San Francisco. I remember I watch a lot of HGTV, and you can get a solid 600 square foot apartment in that area for about $700,000, where you can come here and for $700,000 you can be living like a king.
Okay,
I just think financially doesn't make sense.
This one you might be right. San Diego may have taken the lead.
I think San Diego. I remember hearing was HGTV baby.
U.S.
gives
News
me all the knowledge.
As San Diego, Los Angeles, Honolulu, Miami, Santa Barbara, San Francisco. It's all California.
It's top 10.
But New York's number 11. I don't buy that. But anyway.
So the teams that you're looking at are top 11 for the most expensive markets to live in the country.
That's stupid.
So even though you might get a good deal on paper, you're spending all of that money just to live in a shoebox. Come on to Philly.
It just doesn't make sense for him. Haddonfield, you can go join the rest of your Phillies teammates over there.
Oh my gosh,
nice
get a lot
town.
of land.
Yeah.
It's nice and quiet. You're close to the beach. You're close to the city. I think we should be the ones having these conversations because clearly we know how to schmooze somebody.
Neil, obviously, if you have elite money, living in California every day would be amazing.
What do you mean you'd rather live in California than Philly?
He might be. He might be watching right now.
Yeah.
Neil, shh.
Don't tell him that. Gosh.
So Tyler writes up here, $25 million a year in PA is 15.02. $25 million a year in California, only 12.49. So
you're losing. So is it really a deal?
Yeah.
You might be getting a bigger deal on paper, but when you go through the process at the end of the year, you're not getting more money. You're getting less money. Bam.
Yeah, we're just trying to help you out, Yamamoto.
We are. We're just, we're very selfless, and we want to make sure we're helping out everybody that we can, like Yamamoto. And, so come to Philly.
Don't listen, Yamamoto, real quick. San Diego might have perfect weather, just year round.
You think might is not? That's why it's so expensive.
I think it's literally.
That's why I was watching people literally pay $700,000 to live in a 600 square foot apartment. I didn't make that up. That's facts. Because they want to be near good weather. And it's beautiful out there.
It's really amazing
it's
out there.
It's actually beautiful out there.
But the Padres
suck. Not what we're talking
That's a loser
here.
organization. You don't want to do that.
At what expense? Yeah. You live out there, beautiful weather. You can be surfing. You can get a nice tan. I get it.
Surf
maybe get
Seattle, go to LBI.
Some fish tacos and stuff.
They got the original Ron Johns.
I know.
We got a lot.
We got a lot going on here. You can go to Atlantic City. Yeah. You can go to Wildwood. You might have a gambling itch, Right. Who knows? We got options here. Look, Mickey Durkin's even saying his wife makes amazing homemade pasta and sauce. You can get some homemade food. We're having Friendsgiving. You can come join us for Friendsgiving.
Yeah. We got a ping pong table up here.
I don't even know what else we can dish out because we're just.
If the team really matters.
If you need some help locking down Yamamoto, you know who to call.
He's probably in here.
My phone is right here. I'm ready. I'm ready for the call.
So yeah, that's the stuff that came out on him yesterday. So hopefully,
One more thing. John is saying in the chat, he was stationed in San Diego for a year. It rained 3 times. Oh my God, that's terrible. Absolutely terrible. Who wants to deal with rain 3 times out of the year?
I know, it's terrible. Yeah, those are nice, but you do have to pay. It's the weather tax out there. You got to pay for it. So we're just looking out for his finances. So come to Philadelphia.
We're so friendly.
I can get you a 2-bedroom in Northern Liberties for a great deal.
Save all that money.
Yeah.
He's coming here now. Exactly, Greg. Thank you, guys. We don't need to have this show anymore. That's a wrap for us here because we just locked in Yamamoto.
I feel good about what we just did.
I feel great.
Yeah. I'm excited to have him in a Phillies uniform. So John Heyman went on to say a couple more things. And as a photo shoot leaves our offices.
There's just models walking around.
Just this like gorgeous 6'2" woman doing a photo shoot in our offices. Anyway, back. Sorry, distracted. I try not to look over there, and then I saw this like.
There's just a model. There's literally a whole photo shoot happening in our office right now. It's just, you know what? It's just one of them days.
Yeah, yesterday was Fletcher
Fletcher going on. Yeah, like Fletcher was here yesterday. Today we have models. I mean, this is just how we do.
Great. The roof is awesome for sightlines of the city.
It feels a little terrifying sometimes, but it's awesome.
Yeah.
At the same time.
So John Heyman went on to say one more thing that kind of caught my attention because I was a real loser and watched his whole Bleacher Report hit he did while watching the Sixers game last night.
Oof.
I muted the Sixers game, watched and listened to John Heyman, took a couple notes. And yes, Arson Judge, maybe this is the year he gets to San Francisco. We'll find out. He went on to say something that kind of shook me a little bit on the free agent starting pitching market, and that is that 8 teams are looking for multiple starting pitchers. He said he's never heard of that many teams looking for multiple starting pitchers in one offseason before. The teams that he listed, Cardinals, Mets, Red Sox, Cubs, Dodgers, Pirates, Angels, Giants. The problem with that is most of them have serious money to spend. The Pirates are the one that probably doesn't, but the Angels have wasted 2 generational talents because they've never been able to get pitchers. The Giants are desperate for a winner out there, and they have money to spend. The Dodgers, we all know their money. The Cubs, Chicago's going to look to make a splash. Big money there. Boston Red Sox, big money there. And then the Mets with Steve Cohen, the richest owner in baseball, and the Cardinals, who are apparently after Nola and others. So this makes it a pitcher's dream because they're all about to get paid. It also means the price has gone up on probably the majority of these guys, and it's going to be an extremely competitive, tough market. And that's what leads us maybe into some trade talk. But that's a lot of teams looking for multiple starting pitchers. That kind of sucks.
Listen, I live under the idea that all money is not good money. And as you're reading through that list,
the direct deposits hit
the
same.
As you're reading through that list, the Dodgers, the Cubs, probably the main ones that I'd heavily be interested in.
If you're Yamamoto or, I mean, any of the starting pitchers, Snell,
now,
Nola.
it just depends on what you're looking for. I mean, someone like Shohei Ohtani is
cool.
looking for, I want to win now. So you're not going to go to, although it's a shame because one of these starting pitchers can make these teams from being out of the playoffs or, right to being a playoff team. But I don't think there's as much of a draw, in my opinion, for some of these teams.
I think if you're
I feel like all they're doing is raising, because it's a bidding war. What's frustrating is all they're doing is raising the prices on things. But 8 teams is a lot. And when we look at the number of starting pitchers that we absolutely would want in Philly, it's a little less than 8. So it is concerning because someone like Yamamoto at 25 years old, you might be wanting to go to a build. Someone like Blake Snell, Cy Young winner, someone like Shohei Ohtani,
I'm trying to think if I should censor myself or not because I noticed something looking at Blake Snell's picture today.
Oh, no.
Have you ever heard Pete Davidson talk about his butthole eyes? Blake Snell to me kind of has butthole eyes. Anyway, moving on. Probably should have censored myself, but Pete Davidson made it a thing, and it's in my brain.
I don't know. I just don't know. I'm just gonna let you stay on that comment yourself. It's Friendsgiving. I'm not talking about butthole eyes. I'm just gonna sip my tea and let you carry on.
So I might be out on Blake Snell after that realization this morning.
Okay.
Yep, that's fine. We can. I
don't know about the butthole eyes comment, so I don't know what that means, and I don't know if I want to know what that means. I'm sure some of you in the chat, Eugene Krabs, I'm looking at you, also know what that means. Tyler, based on your smile over there, I feel like you know what that means.
Here's the thing: even if you don't want to know, Jamie's going to tell you anyway.
I'll just leave it there. I'll leave it up
Should
there.
I Google it? Is that safe to Google?
Probably not. If you do, just make sure you include Pete Davidson in it because that was a thing for like a couple months on the internet.
I'm curious.
People were calling him.
I'm curious.
So, yeah, Blake Snell dropped at the bottom of my list after realizing that this morning. Anyway, starting pitchers as our account there in the chat, and shout out to everybody in the chat, just said starting pitchers, yesterday's price is not today's price. These guys are about to get paid. And the fact that teams are after multiple starting pitchers is pretty alarming. And I hope, Dave Dombrowski and Brian Barber and these guys have their game plan ready to execute on, because the winter meetings are not very far away. And it's going to get heated up. And one of the things that could be heated up is the trade market as well. It was our show graphic today. That guy, Corbin Burnes, I can't stop thinking about that as like my top outs. Like him and Yamamoto are close, but Corbin Burnes still really entices the hell out of me. And yesterday on The Athletic, Jim Bowden, who is a great baseball guy, proposed some trades. He gave his top 5 trades, former executive in the game, for Corbin Burnes that could land a deal for the ace. And Renee, I hate to tell you and the listeners, the Phillies were not one of the 5 he proposed. Now, that's not scripture. It's not gospel that these are the 5 teams that are going to trade for him. But kind of sucks.
So what really sucks is yesterday, well, every day there's a new batch of rumors that we're hearing. It's like a new batch is cooking. And it's exciting. And then today, I felt like was the first day I was kind of looking. I was like, wait a minute. I don't really see the Phillies on many lists, honestly. Like, we talked Corbin Burnes. We've talked Shohei Ohtani. We've talked Yoshinobu Yamamoto.
It's good work by you.
However, when I'm seeing these lists that came out for these guys in terms of their top potential landing spots, it's not the Phillies anymore. Like they weren't in the mix anymore. We didn't see anything. I didn't see them. So that has me really concerned, because I was loving the fact that it seems like Dave Dombrowski and the Phillies have been so actively in conversation, and they probably still are. It's just rumors. It's just speculatory. But it does make me a little bit nervous because, as we mentioned, 8 different teams looking for a starting pitcher. And as the lists keep coming out and it's like top 5, top 3, I'm scrolling through, I'm looking, and I'm not seeing the Phillies. So that list, honestly, Jamie, had the most concern because of that.
It doesn't mean a ton.
It doesn't mean a ton, but I'd like to continuously see the Phillies.
I like being in the mix, right?
And it makes me nervous because as we're talking about the hot stove and everything cooking up and all the potentials for the Phillies, what would make this so depressing is if we fast forward, and I don't even want to say it. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to finish my sentence.
They will 100% get someone of that 2-3 caliber pitcher.
Oh man, it just makes me nervous.
They definitely will.
We have.
I like Dave P's thinking. The quieter the Phillies are, the more dangerous they are.
Okay,
sure.
I can go with that. I can live with that.
I'll get behind you and rock with that, Dave.
Watch your wording there.
Ooh,
We've got inappropriate folks here.
Yeah,
We've got some inappropriate folks here.
Yeah. I mean, you caught that one. I think I've already corrupted your brain.
Oh, my Lord.
So, yeah, we'll look at that. And Jim Bowden, yes, predicted Aaron Nola was going to get $125 million over 5 years. He was probably very off on that one, and Jim Bowden gets things wrong, too. But the 5 teams he put out as the top candidates for Corbin Burnes, the Baltimore Orioles would make sense, World Series caliber team. He would really push them over. The Los Angeles Dodgers, their starting pitching desperation is palpable. Makes a ton of sense. The Arizona Diamondbacks, I don't really buy. He puts them in there because they have some decent prospects. The Texas Rangers make sense. They're looking to make a big splash. And then the San Francisco Giants, who, again, makes sense because they are desperate to have a winning team out there again because it is a really good baseball town. So those were the teams he threw out yesterday. Just thought I'd mention those because it made me a little sad not to see the Phillies in them.
It made me very sad not to see the Phillies there. I mean, that's what I'm essentially scrolling through when I'm reading, looking for not only the information, but also, okay, what are the potential reasons why one of these starting pitchers would go somewhere else? And what are the potential reasons they'd go to the Phillies? And continuously see the Phillies in the mix had me encouraged. And then today I was like, whoa, wait a minute. It's been about 24 hours and it's been some radio silence. But Corbin Burnes, I'd like to keep the faith going. Absolutely. So that is something that, makes me nervous, but I'm going to be optimistic. I'm going to try to be optimistic. Really quickly, going back to Yamamoto really, really fast. I know we're moving along here, and I don't want to slow things down, but
Hot Stove train is on the tracks, Renee.
There was also the question about his height, because Yamamoto is 5'10".
He's a little guy, yeah.
Only 2 of 189 pitchers who started 10-plus games this past season are 5'10" or shorter, Sonny Gray being one of them, Marcus Stroman being the other. So, the concerns are coming out, the question marks are coming out, the rumors are coming out, but at the end of the day, I need to see more for the Phillies.
Here's the trivia first between you and Tyler to get it. A low-key, dominant little man pitcher in the last 20 years that kind of gets forgotten about more than anyone. It's kind of a random, it's not really like a trivia. But this guy was little, threw gas, won World Series, won Cy Youngs, and kind of gets almost like forgotten about a little bit.
Tim Lincecum.
Yes. Tyler got it. I think Tim Lincecum,
get it faster than me.
He had like a 6-year stretch of being like absolutely
filthy,
dominant.
Disgusting, like gross stuff.
So good. And he just kind of gets like forgotten about a little bit, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, like you never mentioned Tim Lincecum in like modern day great pitchers, but he was absolutely one of them.
Tim Lincecum falls into a category of winning of one of 4 players. My dad gave me this trivia question the other day. One of 4 players to win multiple Cy Youngs, multiple World Series, and throw multiple no-hitters.
Wow.
4?
One of 4.
One of 4 since so since the Cy Young was created, it's 1 of 4.
Dave got it too.
Yeah, good work, Dave. And somebody else says Pedro was 5'11".
That's the thing. I mean, hey, as we talk about the lack of, talent that we've seen from the Japanese league, also the height thing, I'm all for somebody that's trailblazing and adding to it.
He was blazing all right.
Yeah.
Tim Lincecum was
I meant
pothead.
Yamamoto, but yes, okay.
I don't know what Yamamoto. He doesn't look like a pothead to me.
No, he doesn't actually.
Jersey's recreational, PA's medical. I mean, there's
you never know. You never know. He's 25. He's in the prime of his youth, I guess you can say. Yeah. So I like the fact that Yamamoto has a chance to, really change some odds in a number of ways if
Pedro
things pan out.
Better than Lincecum, Greg MC says. Yes, for the career. But if you're talking 5 years, that's a really good debate.
It's still Pedro.
It's still Pedro, but it's a really good debate. Like if you just took their best 5-year sample size, because Lincecum didn't have the longevity of Pedro. If you just stacked it, Tyler, if you did pitcher A, the famous Twitter thing that everybody does, one is pitcher A, one is pitcher B, side by side stats. I bet you that's a much tougher debate than you think it is.
I don't know about that. If you take 97, 98, 99, 2000, 2001, Pedro posted a 19, 28, 20, 17, 23, 22, and 13 Cy Youngs. Yeah, Pedro's...
Well, Lincecum won, 2 Cy Youngs?
Here's what I'm going to say. Pedro is the best pitcher of my lifetime. I firmly will stand behind that.
Oh.
Of your lifetime. Your lifetime and my lifetime are not the same.
93 is like, so listen, I have utmost respect for Maddox and Randy Johnson and some of these new guys like Verlander and Kershaw and Scherzer. Pedro Martinez is the best pitcher I've ever got
he's
to watch.
Absolutely top 3. I'm just trying to think like who could dethrone him. That's a good debate for another winter day.
The only one that
hot stove just took a turn.
The only one that I could consider would be like Randy Johnson might be up there because of the longevity. Roger Clemens is probably up there.
Clemens is definitely up there.
But to me, Pedro is the best.
Maddox, I think, is up there.
Is the best pitcher of my lifetime.
Yeah, it's not a hot
Randy
take
Johnson's 4 straight Cy Young winning years. Hey, it's definitely something to think about.
Those are the fun barroom like baseball debates. I could have that for an hour over a couple of beers pretty easily. MBD says it might be Randy Johnson for a 5-year period. He won 4 straight Cy Youngs. That's insane.
I just read that.
Yeah. Oh, did you?
Literally like 2 seconds ago.
I don't remember
all
Randy
that during the steroid era.
Well, yeah, but if everybody's doing it, then I think the whole league should be juiced. Just let everybody take steroids. I don't care.
Steroids are not good for you.
Okay, HGH.
Oh my gosh, no.
Just have an HGH league.
What?
Yeah, and extend the stadium walls like another 75 feet. And Doc Halladay, Martian Lynch says, his 5-year prime, like that's a fun one. Anyway,
getting on. Okay.
Yeah, that's a baseball rabbit hole we could go down another day.
I'm stuck on the steroids and HGH, but it's fine.
What's wrong with that? Who cares?
Who cares?
If they want to, they know what they're doing. It's their bodies, their life. I just want to see long balls. I want to see guys throwing 112 miles an hour on every pitch.
Whatever it takes, right?
That'd be great. Yeah.
So I know we're moving along here, and I wanted to just drop in the quick updates because I know as we're on the watch, I know there's plenty to talk about, but we're also on the watch for everybody that's a top pitcher and a top available player. So Shohei Ohtani, there's been more conversations, of course, that have continuously been happening. Now Toronto's looking as a front runner as well. ESPN's Jeff Passan is one that reported this, linked Toronto to him, saying that they've been doing a lot this offseason, or plan to do a lot this offseason, and, quote, want to do something big. The Cubs continuously have their names in the mix for a number of players,
Cubs seem desperate.
Including, exactly. So the Cubs are definitely in the mix, so it appears. So those two teams to keep an eye on. We've talked about some others with them. And then also with Josh Hader, MBDBDBF. I know your ears are ringing. So there's been reports Josh Hader might be favored to go to Texas. The Rangers looking to still make sure they can add a closer.
Seems like his profile would fit the state.
Right, exactly. And so Bob Nightingale of USA Today wrote that from the general manager meetings earlier this month, that the Rangers were saying it's hard, or it came out that it was hard to find a single executive who is not predicting that Hader will ultimately be a Ranger. Everybody feels like Hader's gonna be a Ranger. So,
and that was tied to which one, Nightingale or Passan?
Nightingale. So that one. Apparently a lot of executives are predicting Hader's going to Texas. So just some things to keep an eye on. Everybody, all the hot stove updates and rumors and stuff continue. But
yeah, and Blake Snell, the latest on him is that the Dodgers, Giants, and Padres are the teams most in on Blake Snell. Heyman also says don't count the Phillies there, but reiterates the negotiations with NOLA and the $100 million gap they're on. But it seems like the three California teams are the most in on Blake Snell.
On everybody, apparently.
So, that makes sense. They all have money to spend, and that's that. And if you have some money to spend, you can go over to Wheelhouse Cards, because that's a great place to spend some money. They have two locations in Wayne and Westchester, and Wheelhouse is our go-to sports, gift, and apparel shop in the Delaware Valley. Their motto is cards and community, because a love of sports is what brings us all together here. It unites us all. They carry all of your favorite brands like Topps Chrome Baseball and Mosaic Football, as well as T-shirts, hats, and hoodies from brands like Mitchell & Ness, 47 brand, Junk Food, Starter, and my personal favorite, Shy Vintage Sports. And if you're looking to grade your sports card collection, well, they offer PSA grading submissions at Wheelhouse. They host a ton of different family-friendly events and birthday parties every single month. So make sure you're checking out Wheelhouse Cards. And when you stop in to either of their stores in Wayne or Westchester, open 7 days a week at 11 a.m., use code PHLY to get $10 off any purchase of $25 or more in store. Also, be sure to give them a follow on Instagram at Wheelhouse Cards.
All right. Well, Jamie, I feel like now's a great time for us to play a game. Would you like to play a game?
What game is that? Tyler's hypothetical trade game?
Would you like to play a game?
Halloween's over, Renee. What do you got in store for us?
Tyler's got a mystery or a surprise trade for us. So Tyler put together some graphics for us. We don't know who's involved in the trade. He put it together because Tyler also, you're probably the real jigsaw behind the screens, making all these games that Jamie and I have to play.
No comment. No comment at this time.
So Tyler is going to flash the first mystery trade on the screen. You guys let us know your thoughts in the chat. If you'd be in or out.
I have a guess on one of these trades. One of them is the Phillies obtaining Rays starting pitcher Tyler Glasnow.
No, it's actually not.
I'm going to call this segment in or out.
Okay.
Yeah, so all I want to know, you're going to see this for the first time. Are you in on this trade? Are you out on this trade? And then on top of it, do you think that this is a fair trade? Because I tried to do my best. This isn't like...
I'm shocked you didn't put Glasnow in here. This isn't like,
give me Corbin Burnes and I'll give you a bag of balls.
Well, no, it's Mick Abel and probably, two other...
All right,
okay.
Here's your first trade scenario.
Phillies get, for the podcast listeners, I will read this out loud. The Phillies get Corbin Burnes, and the Brewers get Mick Abel, Johan Rojas, Starlin Caba. Mick Abel's the Phillies' number 2 prospect. Kaba is number 13. Some might have him slightly higher, but generally in that ballpark. And Johan Rojas, who I'm 100% in on that deal. I love that deal. Do it right now. Hell yes.
It's so hard to say goodbye to Yoro, but peace. I'm in. Listen, that's actually a very fair trade.
I think that's very fair.
You get some young, talented guys. And the chat done. I'm in. John is saying. Eugene said I'm in.
Say less.
Greg
Sam.
saying I do that trade in a heartbeat. Yeah, honestly, I don't. You know what I'm getting from today, which. We always have nuggets that we learn, but today I'm learning that we are in the wrong job, guys. Clearly, Dave and the Phillies need to talk to us. We should be the consultants because I don't know what's taking. Like that deal to me makes sense for both teams, for especially the immediate future. I'm in. Where do we sign?
Yeah, and everybody in the chat agrees, Tyler. That's probably exactly the ballpark of fairness. I think you're not getting Corbin Burnes without giving up Mick Abel. I think that's the cold hard reality there, and I'm willing to gamble. I mean, you're going to extend him as well.
Center fielder and Johan Rojas. You get 2 young rising prospects by Yoro. Oh wow, Dave! I was just saying it's oh wow. I'd also do it just for those listening on the podcast.
But
Dave just took
Wheeler
a dagger
and
at
Corbin
me, just so I don't have to say Yoro ever again. Ouch.
That's not safe for work material right there. Corbin Burnes and Zach Wheeler together. All right, unanimous.
I like it.
Yes, Tyler, for trade number 1.
Woo!
What is trade number 2 you cooked up in your graphics?
I'm excited.
So trade number 2.
Trading me also.
Trade number 2 includes multiple players coming back to the Phillies, but it's a larger trade package that they are going to have to send to this team. This is a team that is notoriously cheap, and I can't believe one of the guys that are included have actually gotten a contract extension. This one's a little bit more of a pipe dream, I guess, but I like it on my MLB The Show at least. And this is your move.
Shane Bieber and Emmanuel, is it Clase?
Clase.
Come to the Phillies, and the Guardians get Brandon Marsh, Mick Abel, Griff McGarry, Starlin Caba, and Nikau Puka Greco. Did I say that right?
Yeah, you're pretty close.
Yeah. Who's their Phillies number 26 prospect.
I prefer the last trade.
I prefer the last one as well.
If I had to choose between this or that,
because
I'm choosing
Kaba had a
the
really
last
good
one.
year, and I think he's a guy that's like kind of a fast riser in the Phillies organization. So I know you got to give something to get something. Both ones get you Abel.
I think it's a fair trade. I just wouldn't be in on the trade. I think it makes sense for the pieces that are changing. But if I had to choose on a trade, I would just say no. Not right now.
Who's the holdup? Is it Marsh or is it too many prospects?
No, it's not Marsh.
No.
Just too many prospects. Like I'd like to drop that down to 3 or 4. But again, if you're getting 2 guys in return,
that's what in the chat people are saying. Like I do it, but just like a tighter trade. It's a bit too much.
I don't mind losing Marsh.
No, I think that honestly, Brandon Marsh and I won't say Yoro. Oops, I did. Johan Rojas. I think those guys have really raise their capital to be great in a trade, but I do think it's just a lot of pieces.
And Bieber, I think, has had some health concerns throughout his career.
Yeah,
so like
that's what John's saying.
You're not getting the same kind of durability you are with Burnes a little bit.
Class A is going to cost a fortune. DBF saying they signed through 28 on a super cheap deal.
Well, that's why you'd have to give up a lot. I mean, if MLB The Show is approving it, that means it's
that was just me joking around. There is a trade value website though that I put these numbers.
Oh, you didn't put it in MLB The Show?
No, there is.
Because I figured they probably use that website in the game.
So there is a website, and everybody has a calculable value, and it takes into account your age, your contract, your productivity, and where you are in the organization. And so that one was a little bit of an overpay in terms of what the Phillies gave up. I think it came out to be like an 88-point deal. Like the Phillies were giving up 88 points and returning like 77.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I
Neil's
definitely
saying he would do it.
I definitely prefer the Burnes one, just because. But Bieber is 28, so if he is able to stay healthy here, he could be with Wheeler for the foreseeable future. And not bad at all, but it's an expensive one for Bieber, who I haven't looked at his innings pitched over the years, Tyler. I feel like he rarely goes above like 170. So for that reason. Depending on if like, and this goes back to the starting pitcher free agent market. If you strike out on guys, come back to me in 2 months with that deal, and I might say, yeah, hell yeah, do it. Like,
yeah.
Because if the Phillies don't acquire that front end of the rotation guy, the season changes entirely. So like, yeah.
By the way, Bieber threw 200 innings last season.
Okay.
208 last year, or 2 years ago, excuse me. In 2022, he threw 200 innings. Last year, he threw 128. His ERA jumped almost a full point, but before that, he was 3.2, 1.6, 3.1, 2.8. But the only time that the only 2 years that he has thrown more than 30 games is 2019 and 2022.
Yeah,
That's
but
tough.
That's
tough.
the reality. I mean, it's the same thing with Blake Snell and some of these other guys. So durability is why Nola is as attractive as he is on the open market. One little other piece of nugget just to throw out there: the Phillies did not protect De La Cruz yesterday or 2 days ago, and the Rule 5 protection just came out yesterday. He's the young 6'8" potential power hitter for the Phillies who had a good year. He's, by some accounts, the number 10 prospect in the system. He's far to be selected in the Rule 5 draft, which is why they probably didn't protect him. But MJ Logan in our Phillies Discord channel, and if you want to become a member of our Discord channel, all you have to do is become a diehard member here with us at the All-City family. It's $80 a year. You get a free T-shirt. You get the Discord membership. You get discounts to events we do and watch parties and some really cool stuff overall. So, it's a great bang for your buck. I've had some friends and family do it, and they love it. So MJ Logan in the Discord channel asked us, is it better or worse if somebody doesn't take him? Because if nobody takes him, that means other teams are going, nah, that kid doesn't have it.
Yeah.
But if somebody takes him, you lose him, and you're like, oh, damn, is that kid going to become the next Aaron Judge for somebody? I don't know what's better, actually. I would prefer to keep him and hope he pans out. So I would say it's better if nobody claimed him. But if nobody claims him, then you go, oh,
yeah.
Does this kid have a future? I don't know.
I think because of how active everybody's been having discussions so far, if he's not at least included in discussions, that is concerning, because it's like, are we the only ones that see potential in him and nobody else does? Which could be a good thing, that maybe we're the only ones
maybe
that
he's just
see
a late
it.
bloomer.
I don't know. I think it's something that time will tell, because we just don't know.
So the one thing too, guys, like, let me ask you this, objectively speaking, not strip your Phillies fandom away for a second. Would Carlos De La Cruz make the Phillies 26-man roster?
No, not this year.
That's the case for a lot of people, because if you're a Rule 5 player, you have to be on the opening day roster. And the moment you get sent down, you get sent back.
Yeah.
So I think that it's not that Carlos De La Cruz is a bad player. I just don't think
does the team have a roster?
He's just major league ready.
He's not worth a roster
but
spot
the potential, you would think, some team like the Oakland Athletics or a Kansas City
Las
Royals.
Vegas Athletics to you.
Oakland, no more.
Yeah, all right, we might as well talk about that since we're segueing naturally right into it. It got officially approved this morning that the Oakland Athletics are going to become the Las Vegas Athletics.
Everyone's moving out of Vegas.
Apparently, they're going to be nomads from 2025 to 2027. Now, I didn't read the passing story enough, and excuse me. What is the plan during that 2-year period?
So I believe they're going to go play some games at their AAA stadium. They're going to play some games at Oracle Park when the Giants aren't playing there, which I can't imagine the Giants are super thrilled about.
No, I wouldn't think so.
But it's going to be, like you said, they're literally going to be like wandering nomads for the next couple of years.
It's so weird.
It is very odd.
Las Vegas
it's going to take until 2027 before a ballpark is proposed to be finished. So with the lease ending in 2024, it just leaves them homeless.
It's weird.
At this point, which is very weird, because it was a unanimous decision to move to Vegas with knowing
ka-ching. Yeah, of course.
You don't have anywhere to play.
Get a team in Vegas. Yeah, go ahead. Oakland sucks. Let's get to Vegas. Our players will love it.
Well, Vegas has been obviously increasing all of their teams. Shout out to the Aces, who won back-to-back WNBA championships.
Kelsey Plum.
What up? Exactly. They've got the Golden Knights. They've got the Raiders, but they also financially have already approved for the Raiders' new $1.5 billion, 30,000 seat stadium, the stadium for the
stadium. What is that called? It looks like a toaster.
Well, that's the one that's going to be for the A's. It's going to be near Allegiant Stadium, I should say, and then Allegiant Stadium and T-Mobile Arena are already.
And mark my words.
It's just ching 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 ching.
LeBron James is going to own an NBA franchise in Las Vegas.
Well, Tom Brady already does.
He's got a part of the Raiders, and he's got a part of the Aces, right?
Yeah.
I think LeBron's gonna.
So I think
he's gonna start a franchise. In Las
Vegas.
It
actually makes sense. We've seen this is not the first time we've seen a team move out of Oakland Raiders. But
it's
this
sad.
It is sad.
But Oakland and San, I kind of get it in a weird way, and I know Oakland and San Fran are totally different worlds.
Yeah,
they're so close. Like to have the same product right across the bridge from one another, I feel like that's tough. Just logistically, I know there's a ton of people in California, but they're just so close. And I know New York can pull it off.
I was going to say, that's my issue with the fact that if you look at, I remember looking in the past at an image of all the cities that have professional teams, by league. And it's a lot of East Coast, West Coast, but it's crazy because you have in New York, the Jets, the Giants, they're all right there playing at MetLife. In New Jersey, actually. You have in Los Angeles, obviously, they have multiple teams for multiple leagues. The fact that you have 2 basketball teams, you've got it's crazy to me that you have all these LA teams, all these New York teams, but then you don't have other major cities. So I love the fact that there is the expansion into Vegas, and seeing that they're proposing a ballpark with a retractable roof and that $1.5 billion deal, it does at least allow expansion because Oakland is so close already to like San Francisco, Oakland. It's the Bay Area is so close together as is. So
Las
Vegas is also a huge
leagues.
attraction.
Yeah, of course.
And it's also a bonus for the teams that are, when you're playing home games, that your away teams might not be the most disciplined coming in and be hitting up the casinos or something like that.
The rumor in the betting world is that the road team in Miami automatically, I think, gives up 1.5 or 2.
Miami's another spot.
Because they work it into the equation that the road team is going to be out partying. Mm-hmm. It would most likely be the same situation.
It is the same thing for Vegas right now.
Depending on the sport. I don't think it's going to sway football much because those guys are a little different. There's only 17 games a year. But like baseball, when you're on the road for 82 games over 6-7 months of the season, like those guys are going to go out and party.
Without a doubt.
Basketball players like their expensive red wines. And John Dickerson's comment in the chat said, LeBron's Vegas team will play at the Hair Club for Men Arena.
I was not going to read that because I'm a LeBron fan, and I will not stand for the LeBron hate.
I'm a LeBron fan too,
okay.
But as a member of the bald community, I can find humor in that, and I feel like I'm in a safe space to read that. So thank you for the chuckle, John Dickerson.
Well, in other news, I know Jose Perez, welcome in Jose, brings up Rob Thompson needing a contract extension pronto. We did see Rob. Topper was down at Wells Fargo.
He missed.
Ahead of, I know.
He missed.
But he was there. He was there, guys. He was there at Wells Fargo ahead of the Sixers' second straight loss as they lost to the Celtics. Rob was ringing the bell, or at least he tried to ring the bell because Topper couldn't find the beller. But it looked like he was having fun.
He looked like
this is a participation trophy type of a show, right?
He did well. Phillies in the NLCS games 6 and 7. When he swung and missed at the bell.
I feel like it's on brand, though. Maybe it was an inside joke that we missed. I feel like it was on brand to come there, and everyone expects you to get a big hit, and you struck out.
I have claim to being one of the worst bell ringers ever. So me and Rob were the same.
But did you at least hit the bell?
Yeah, I smacked the bell pretty good.
So at least you made contact.
Yeah.
You're ahead of Rob.
Yeah, I have it in my Twitter bio as the Sixers' worst ever bell ringer. Because there was 3 of us. I got 1 smack.
And apparently you're a bird killer too. Was that you? Was that another Jamie?
I hit a duck or a goose once when I was a kid. I didn't kill it, but I had immediate.
That's
it was
traumatizing.
One of those things on the canal where you're skimming rocks and
you hit it with a rock.
Yeah, you're not trying to hurt it. You're trying to scare them, and I caught one in the neck, and I felt really bad, and I never did that again. So maybe that's the story. Bill's got beer.
Bill walks in with beer and sunglasses on. I love it. Wait, what? You threw a rock at a goose? They're huge.
Yeah, I was skimming rocks.
Did it make a noise?
I don't remember. Let's not bring it up. I have
PTSD
so
about it. Oh my gosh.
I'm a soy boy lib.
Oh my goodness. It's
awful. Horrible.
Oh my Lord.
I'm not like a known bird killer or something.
Somebody said bird killer. You have a bird killing story.
I think that's my bird story.
I don't know. It's
I'm
pretty
not walking
bad.
around killing birds. It's stupid young boy stuff.
Oh man, sure.
Didn't we have something at our previous employer? Wasn't there a bat or something you caught? Was that it?
No, I didn't catch it.
Or a big ass bug or something like that.
Bugs don't bother me.
I thought there was something at the last stop that
I don't know.
Mickey said the backyard incident.
Oh, spill the beans. The backyard incident.
Like you're spelling.
I stepped on a dead.
You killed the nest. You killed a bird's nest.
An egg fell out. Yeah. Oh, okay. That bird story. Right.
Oh my gosh, you have more than one. You're a murderer. I'm sitting next to a murderer.
So they made a nest behind my shutter in the front of my house. And for the longest time, it wasn't a problem. But then it started getting like bigger and bigger and like falling out of the sides and the bottom. So I tried to remove the shutter and try and like, escort it out, not knowing there was eggs in there. And one of the eggs.
You didn't look in there first?
I couldn't really see because it's the shutter.
What about your phone?
No, I mean, it's like you're dealing with like that much space.
Okay, fair.
So I salvaged most of the eggs and let them alone, but one fell out, and then the birds started like dive bombing us, and they started like sitting on my deck, like staring at our door, and they were like either scratching or rubbing their beak against the door. I have a picture of it.
It's deserved.
Yeah, they were out for blood.
Did you touch any of the eggs?
No.
Good.
No, but eventually, they got the eggs out of there.
Gosh.
Let the birds hatch, and then I cleaned it. But yes, I killed a sparrow egg or something.
Oh my gosh, it's awful.
Well,
I mean, that's what any parent would do. You would do the same for Paige and Skylar. You'd go attacking.
We have trees everywhere. Go build a nest in the tree, not behind my shutter.
They were looking for a safe spot.
Stupid birds. Now you're getting me angry at birds.
Don't be angry at them. Maybe
get out of my shutter. There's trees everywhere.
Have more space where they can have a nice nest.
It's not my job to provide housing for them.
It is. Yeah, you're supposed to be a man in the community.
I'll show you the picture.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, they were like, going against the glass.
Guys, in the chat, I know they're saying, I used to fry ants with a magnifying glass.
I'm not a serial bird killer.
You're a sociopathic.
No, I'm not. I was trying to clean out the bird's nest from my shutters.
Who cleans out a bird's nest with eggs still in there?
Have you seen a bird's nest?
I've seen many birds' nests.
It's disgusting. It's trash.
Because I'm sorry, they can't go into like a store and buy proper bird's nest material. They have to use what they've got in nature.
Well, don't do it behind my shutters.
And straws
Bird's Nest Are Us is a perfect store opportunity.
I can't believe I'm getting teamed up on here. Those little bastards were behind my shutters.
Next time, let's make sure they go shop on Amazon. I mean, they only have a limited amount of spots to buy what they need for their house.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't touch it until you know they're born and gone.
I didn't know they were in there. I couldn't see.
But you knew that they've been active, right?
Not really. I hadn't seen any come or go. I just thought it was an abandoned bird's nest at that point. Screw those birds. You guys are teaming up on me.
Wow. Well, I have nothing witty to say to segue into my read.
Birds.
I was going to try, but I don't want to because I'm sad about the birds. But what can make you happy is the Game Time app. Because when you need to get away and go watch a concert or a game because you've got a buddy that's a serial killer of birds, you can go to the Game Time app and find some great tickets. They allow you to see where you're going to be sitting at the arena, the stadium, the ballpark, the concert, the comedy show. With a great price at the Game Time app. You can also use code PHLY. Get $20 off of your purchase. Again, for those listening on podcast platforms, code PHLY. Get $20 off your purchase at the Game Time app so we can make sure that we are working through our frustration and sadness as we mourn the loss of an innocent baby bird. Chirp Kelly over here next to me.
Tough look. Fuck that bird.
Oh my God, it's getting worse.
I know, because everybody's teaming up on me.
Oh my goodness.
You guys. I'm going to go build a bird's nest in your gutters and shutters.
I have bird's nests that I've seen all over.
Great. You bring them worms too?
I do. You feed them. You make sure they're okay.
I was trying to clean out their trash.
No, their trash is a nest.
They're vectors of disease. They're filthy animals.
So
Screw that bird.
But is somebody going to go around and kill our nest in hopes? No.
Screw all you people. You in the chat, Tyler, Renee, everybody out there watching. Everybody's teaming up on me for taking care of my house.
I don't want to be lumped into anything. I didn't say a
Tyler,
word.
whose side are you on? Mine or James or Chirp Kelly over here, who's killed more ducks than Carson Wentz, according to MBDBF.
God, no.
Goose Lynch. Man, guys, again, don't know what you think you know somebody. We've been doing so many shows. We've passed the 50 show mark, by the way. Tyler and I realized we hit our 50th anniversary. Actually, ironically enough, the day after Tyrese Maxey dropped 50 points in the Sixers win over the Pacers, we turned around and dropped episode number 50. And even 50 episodes in, it just shows I don't really know this guy next to me.
Come over and kick my dog. Yeah, we're going to start comparing dogs to birds that build stuff on your house. Disgusting birds. No, everybody's making, no, you guys are backing me into a corner. I'm going to fight my way out, and we can fight my way out and guess that ballpark. No cheating today.
All right, let's talk about
and birds aren't real. Spiral Out's right. Birds aren't real.
Wait, what? What do you mean they're not real? They're moving, breathing, eating, functioning animals.
No, they're spy devices sent out there by the government to watch all of us. You don't know about this? You're not woke? You're not woke, Renee? Birds aren't real.
You get a little Friendsgiving with a little seasoned lunch and some wine, and all of a sudden, Jamie knows how to use woke properly with the right term and the right.
You don't know about birds aren't real movement?
Birds are real.
No, I don't know.
What I know is it's a conspiracy theory for people to go around and attack innocent birds, especially eggs that can't even defend themselves, because you want to claim that birds aren't real.
Yeah. Well, don't build on my house, robots.
Your house is literally for. Your trees are for birds.
Eugene Krabs. Oh. Yeah, the trees. Yes, thank you. I agree. The trees are for the birds.
Your shutters were a great
shutters
spot.
Are mine.
But just like you couldn't get to the shutter, nobody else could either. That's why the mama bird and papa bird, that was a great spot
their trash
to grow
was
their
falling
family.
out of the sides. People were walking up to my house going,
just like we
dude,
let
you got a bird's nest like taking over the shutter. And I'm like, I know, it's gross.
Up what falls.
I let it live there for like a year, and then finally my wife was like, okay, it's getting absurd.
It was on the back side of it?
No, the front door, right next to the window. The window next to the door. Screw those birds, those stupid robot birds. All right, let's get to guess that ballpark.
All right.
And no cheating today. Let's just
throw this out there, because as you're getting backed into a corner and frustrated, so am I. Because all of a sudden, guys, we've got rules on Guess That Ballpark. We've done Guess That Ballpark for a whole week now. We never established any rules. The only rule was Tyler comes up with an outline of a ballpark, drops it on the show, we guess. Please tell me where we made up rules
to not look at pictures of
I'm gonna start calling you Jamie Tush Push Lynch.
I didn't think we needed to establish don't cheat as a rule.
I'm not fully cheating. I'm like just referring to a list of names that may have an icon that shows the ballpark. Yeah, I'm with you, MBDBDBF. I don't even know who Jamie is anymore.
People eat eggs.
Yeah, how are you an Eagles fan and you don't think birds are real? And then you're out here killing birds.
They're 8-1.
Oh, my God.
And by the way, you can check me out on the pre- and post game Monday night as they take on the Chiefs in Kansas City.
You know, we should be excited about the rematch at Super Bowl, but instead we're getting all the updates on Taylor Swift and her family going to the game and what they're going to wear and yada, yada, yada. But anyways, let's play this game because I'm ready to advance to 3.
What do you got over there on the screen, Renee?
All right, so
I have my nothing.
So, barring cheating being,
oh my gosh,
yes,
we have a committee meeting after the show.
The rules committee.
Renee has got no duh. You're not invited. You don't get invited to your own cheating committee.
Yeah. You're not. Tom Brady wasn't invited into the
I'm now Tom Brady.
Meetings.
I'll take that.
Would you prefer Belichick?
No, I'll take being Tom Brady.
All right, so barring that, Renee has 2 correct. Jamie has 1 correct. The chat, I think, at this point has gotten 3 or 4 right. They've done a pretty good job so far.
Yeah, the chat's better than me.
So here is today's ballpark.
What was yesterday's again?
Yesterday's was PNC.
Remember, you got it right after you
Yesterday's was Chase. I'm sorry.
I didn't get it right yesterday. I got it wrong.
You got it right the day before when you were cheating. All right, go ahead.
You're just salty.
Yeah,
because I decided to.
Ooh, that left center.
I'm
gonna have to start. I'm gonna have to start a list of the parks that
That's cheating.
No, that's acceptable. The ones you've used is okay.
I have a list already. Would you like to use my list?
I'm gonna go.
Would you like me to share with you?
Can I ask if this one has been used yet? Because I don't think it has. The Astro Stadium.
Wait, what? Are you saying have we used the Astros, or are you saying has this picture been used?
No, has the Astro Stadium been used previously?
No.
Like on the show?
That's my guess.
You're saying Minute Maid?
Yes.
Okay, Minute Maid has.
I'm going Minute Maid Park.
I don't believe Minute Maid has been used yet.
Minute Maid Park, final answer. I'm trying not too hard to think about these. I'm just going to fire from the hip, and I'm going Minute Maid today. Chances are I'm probably wrong.
Savannah Bananas.
This is not fun anymore.
Oh.
I don't want to play this game anymore. It's not.
Oh.
I don't think it's Citizens Bank Park.
It very much could be Citizens Bank Park. It's got that left center jut.
We already did.
I don't like Honeydew Dave.
We have not done Oracle yet. I don't believe.
That does kind of look like Citizens Bank Park. I can't get Citizens Bank Park one wrong. I'm going to stick with Astros.
Oh, man.
Chuck
But if it's
agrees with
Citizens
you.
Bank Park, I'm walking
So
off.
Spiral
Renee
Out
can
is
do the read and close out the show. And I'm
Spiral
going
Out
to
saying Miami. Chuck's also saying Astros. Neil's
Definitely
saying
not
definitely
Minute
not
Maid.
Minute Maid. We've got some Citizens
I
Bank
thought they
Park.
had that wall jut out
San
too,
Fran.
and then the weird center field.
The walls are throwing me for a bit.
Is that a silhouette of Tyler's head?
Actually, it kind of looks
If
like
it's Citizens
it.
Bank Park, I'm gonna be. It's gonna ruin my day.
It does look the same as yesterday, Martian Lynch.
It looks like Citizens Bank Park.
I kind of want to stick with. I said Citi Field like 3 times now,
Damn
and
it.
I've been wrong.
It's probably Citizens.
But then I
Bank Park.
kind of want to go with like. Did we do? We didn't do Arizona.
Arizona was yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah, I
Or
believe
2
so.
days ago.
Okay,
we
that's
did it this
embarrassing.
week. Yeah.
All right, we're starting the 15-second countdown.
Wait, why do I get? What are these new
Because
rules?
you take 6 minutes and you Google image stuff.
I'm not Googling anything. I just have to
I'll
think.
give you 20 seconds.
Oh
I'm
my
gonna internally
gosh, you guys are so
count
mean,
right now.
Bird Killer
19,
and Jigsaw over there.
15.
Oh my God, I can't think with you counting out loud. I want to go.
10.
I want to go with.
No, it definitely looks like at Citizens Bank Park. I'm gonna be so
Wait,
miserable.
has the answer been said?
5.
I wanted to go with Truist, but I don't know. I'm gonna.
3.
No, you're annoying.
2,
I'm telling on you.
1.
No, I'm gonna
Final
go
answer.
fudge.
It's gonna be Citizens Bank Park. I'm gonna be so
No.
miserable. You're gonna have to do
I'm
the
so
last read as I
nervous.
storm out and go guzzle some red wine.
It's
Final answer.
All right, give me an answer.
Baltimore.
All right, Renee, Baltimore. Jamie, you said what?
I'm sticking with Minute Maid.
People
Okay,
are
no,
saying it's
probably,
definitely Citizens Bank Park.
It's Citizens Bank. Yep.
Wow, that's embarrassing.
I knew it as soon as I submitted the final answer, and then I saw that jut in left center, and I went, nope, that's Citizens Bank Park. All right. Well, that was fun. I hate this game. I hate birds, and
Well,
see
I
you
hate
later.
this game because you guys made it not fun. Bird
It's
Killer.
the vet.
Bird
Oh,
Killer.
we made it not fun by disallowing you to cheat.
Because you're messing up I had a flow and a rhythm going.
A flow of trying to
now
Google
you're-
the answer.
Now you're counting. Now we're making up rules.
As Spiral
This is
Out
supposed to
says,
be a fun,
today,
innocent. Wow. It's not that easy, guys. Well, some of you it is easy for you.
You know what's easy, Renee? Foco.
I'm doing
That
the read. I
segue.
don't want to do the read, but I will do the read. So if you want to go to Citizens Bank Park, you can always rock some great gear while you go there. I'm going to say this as unenthusiastically as possible because people like to ruin
No.
games.
We need to get paid.
This isn't
still. This
Foco's
needs to be a
fault.
good
This
read.
isn't Foco's
All right,
fault.
Foco.
You weren't allowed
For
to
all of
cheat
you,
today. Don't take it out on Foco. Great people.
Congratulations to those of you that got it right. How do you know? How do you host a Philly show and not know your
I
own
knew it was,
ballpark?
but I already submitted Minute Maid Park.
Listen, it's harder than you think. It's the pressure. But what's not difficult is going to Foco and making a great purchase because they've got some merchandise for you: shirts, apparel, hats, slippers, bobbleheads, collectibles, whatever it is you're looking to rock at Citizens Bank Park or any other game for that matter. You can go to Foco. You can use code PHLY, get 10% off of your purchase. And now you can feel even better about yourselves when you're out cheering for your teams and you're rocking some great gear. So go over to Foco and use that code PHLY to get 10% off of your purchase. And yes, John, you can get rid of Foco before I make this statement. I am sitting next to the Hannibal Lecter of birds.
People eat rare eggs all the
See,
time.
I don't really know how I'm supposed to focus on being on, guessing the ballpark and things like that. When I'm finding out I'm sitting next to a serial bird killer and Jigsaw, and you guys are counting and you're cheating.
We're cheating now.
Yes.
This is an interesting spin zone by you. All right. Well, for Tyler Zulli, Renee Washington, I'm Chirp Kelly. Thanks for checking out the PHLY Phillies podcast. We're going to go dive into some of our Friendsgiving dishes that we made over there, including some delicious sparrow egg deviled eggs that I made from my backyard, Renee. So please try them. They're very good. But for everybody, thanks for hanging out with us today. We will be back tomorrow, 11:30.
I guess we'll be back. Will we be back? I don't know. One of us might be back.
Maybe Pete is coming after us after this one. I don't know. We'll shut us down.
Send help, guys. Send help. But thank you for joining us. I'm glad you guys had fun today between food, birds, guess that ballpark, trade trivia and things. It's been a blast today. Let's go have some more fun today, tomorrow. And yes, it will be at 11:30 that we'll be back on the show for PHLY Phillies podcast for more chaos, baseball, and who knows what else. See you next time.
We all silly like the mayor.